Hi students, today our topic is atherosclerosis. We all know that atherosclerosis means it is a condition of one of the condition of ischemic heart disease, and here it is related to the reduced blood flow to the heart, means due to reduction of the blood flow to the heart it leads to atherosclerosis. Means there is a why there is a reduced blood flow means due to the formation of the plaque it causes reduced blood flow. So that due to that reduced blood flow there is a condition known as atherosclerosis, means there is a reduced blood flow, blood supply to the heart. So we call that this atherosclerosis as atherosclerotic vascular disease, nothing but ASVD, and it is one of the specific form of arteriosclerosis. Means the walls of these arteries get thickened. Why it is get thickened means due to accumulation of fatty plates in the tunica intima layer. Means not only due to accumulation of fatty plates, we can also call that as this accumulation is due to cholesterol or dead WBC or triglycerides or calcium deposits. Means due to all the deposition of these conditions there is an accumulation. Due to this accumulation the walls of arteries will get thickened. Where it gets thickened means in the tunica intima layer. So due to accumulation of these all condition the walls of arteries gets thickened. So it is a specific form of arteriosclerosis, and we can also call this condition, means this atherosclerosis, we can call this also as plaque formation. Means due to formation of the plaque there is a reduced blood supply to the heart. Here if we see here, due to these fatty plates or streaks there will be a reduced elasticity, and after deposition, means after complete accumulation or deposition of these fatty plates there will be a further promoted or increased chances of severity by LDL. LDL means low density lipoproteins. So if we see about signs and symptoms, usually it is asymptomatic. Even if we see symptoms also, there is no changes in the blood flow unless atherosclerotic condition becomes very severe. Means unless it becomes severe we cannot see any changes in the blood flow also. And general conditions, means general symptoms what we observe means vomiting, anxiety, angina, coughing or pain in the chest region. These are the general symptoms. And what are the causes means the main cause is high BP or diabetes mellitus or increased cholesterol, unhealthy diet, smoking, lack of exercise, and acquired congenital or genital. These are the causes, general causes of the atherosclerosis. Next, if we go for pathophysiology, we can observe this is a normal blood vessel where we can see these are the three layers, and the third one is the tunica intima where there is an accumulation of the fatty plates. So that only I mentioned that the third layer. So this is the normal blood vessel, and this is the place where blood supply will be there to heart. We can see here this is the atherosclerotic condition. In this atherosclerotic condition we can clearly observe that this is the accumulation of fatty plates. Due to this accumulation these blood vessel means wall of this blood vessel will bulge, it will come outside, and this is the formation of platelet plug formation. Means due to this formation of the platelets there is a decreased diameter for the supply of the blood. Means over this deposition of the lipid material or platelet plaque formation or LDL, once after this accumulation occurs there is a rupture of endothelial lining. Means if we see here, this is the normal blood vessel and here it starts a a little bit formation of the plaque formation. And here if we see here, there is a keep on going, means keep on increasing the size of the plaque. And when it increases on, means when it more increases more and more, there will be a decreased amount of blood supply, means the space will be decreased, and finally after keep on bulging, this plaque formation will rupture. Means then we can see after continuous accumulation of the plaque formation, then we can observe a rupture of this endothelial lining. Means because of these fatty acids accumulation, there is an increase in size of the blood vessels, and after rupture, so we can also observe the endothelial rupture. This rupture is due to this bulging of the platelet formation, and due to this bulging we can clearly observe that there is a decrease in diameter, so it gradually leads to the lack of blood supply. See here, if we see, there is a free blood flow. Here also we can observe here decreasing, means a decreasing of the diameter, and if we see here, there is only little space for the supply of the blood. After it ruptures, there is very little amount of space, so gradually it leads to lack of blood supply, means which leads to a condition called atherosclerosis. By this diagram we can easily understand the mechanism of the atherosclerosis. Means based on the severity of the plaque formation, there is a rupturing of the endothelial lining. If you go for the complications, we can see that coronary artery disease, carotid artery disease, peripheral artery disease, and aneurysm. Okay, can you explain me about what is CAD and what is the difference between the coronary artery disease and carotid artery disease? Okay, I'll explain. If we see here, in case of coronary artery disease, we can observe that, means when in the condition of atherosclerosis, there will be a we can observe that it narrows the arteries which are close to the heart. Means in atherosclerosis, the arteries will narrow, and means the arteries which close to the heart will be narrow. And if we see the carotid artery disease, we can observe that it narrows the arteries which are close to the brain. Coronary artery disease means narrow the arteries which are close to the heart. In case of carotid artery disease, means it narrows the arteries which are close to the brain. If you go for peripheral artery disease, it can cause the means it narrows the arteries which are close to the arms or legs. And one more thing, in the carotid artery disease, means I already told you that it narrows the arteries which are close to the brain. We can see here, it can also cause a transient ischemic attack, or we can say that as a stroke. Due to the attack of the brain, it also leads to the transient ischemic attack. And aneurysm, what is aneurysm? Means the arteries which can attack anywhere of the body by bulging the walls of the arteries. Means it can there is no particular place for this, it can attack any place of the body. This is about the complications. Okay, the next one is diagnosis. If you see here, we can observe by the first thing is we can observe by physical examination, that is narrowed or enlarged or hardening of the arteries, and we can observe decreased BP or oozing sounds over arteries. This can be detected by using stethoscope, and we can also observe aneurysm in the abdomen. These are the physical examination what we'll do majorly. And we can go for the blood test. In blood test, what we'll do means lab test can in this condition, the lab test can detect the increased levels of cholesterol and blood sugar that may increase the risk of atherosclerosis. As I already told you, diabetes is the cause of the one of the cause of the atherosclerosis. So we have to go for the levels of blood sugar levels. Means we have to know the how risky how the patient is in risk. And we can go for the second one, Doppler ultrasound. It is a special device, means it is used to measure the blood pressure at various points along the arm or legs. Means not only single arm, means right arm or left arm, we can also measure the pressure of the blood in the legs also by using this device. And here we can also estimate the speed of the blood flow in the arteries. This is about the Doppler ultrasound. And we already know that angiogram is, we can, it is by this there is a better view for the blood flow through heart, brain or arms or legs. Means whatever we can, wherever we want to see the blood flow, we can see a better image. And here we can see the arteries means in the angiogram there is an outline which narrows the spots and blockages on the X-ray images. And we know that ECG, which records electrical signals, and this is the main evidence of the previous heart attack or progression of the heart disease. And the imaging test is nothing but CT scan, that is computerized tomography, we already know that, and MRI scan to study the arteries. And if we go for the treatment, the first main treatment is we have to go for prevention, that is nothing but lifestyle modification, which includes a healthy diet and exercise. So if we come to the drugs, here some drugs can slow down the progression or sometimes can reverse the condition. And the first one is cholesterol medications. In this, these medications includes statins or fibrates, means they can boost our high density lipoproteins or good cholesterol, and they can also lower the low density lipoprotein or bad cholesterol. So this is about the cholesterol medications. And if we go for the antiplatelet medication like aspirin, why it is used means to reduce the platelet clump, means formation of the clumps in the narrowed arteries. And it can cause a, means it can prevent the further blockage. And in case of anticoagulants such as heparin or warfarin, it can help the thin blood to prevent the clots from the forming. And we can go for the beta blockers and angiotensin converting inhibitors or calcium channel blockers. These drugs can helps to slow the progression of the disease. And there are some other medications like which is used to control the risk factors like atherosclerosis such as diabetes, and which means the main medication is to treat the symptoms of the atherosclerosis. Means if the patient is suffering from pain, if the patient is suffering from pain, then pain relieving medication can be preferred, and the exercise can be preferred. And in case of if we want to go for the surgery, some surgical methods includes angioplasty. Angioplasty means we already know that there is a thin tube which called as catheter into the block, means a catheter is inserted into the narrowed part of our artery, and a wire deflated balloon is passed through that catheter to narrow these arteries. Angioplasty may also be done with laser technology. Nowadays it can also be done with a laser technology. And a stent is usually left in the artery to help keep the artery open. Means without closing these arteries, we can place a stent in the arteries. And the endarterectomy means nothing but, in some cases if we see here, a fatty deposits must be surgically removed from the walls. So for that removing of the fatty deposits in the walls of narrowed arteries. A procedure is done on the arteries in the neck. So it means especially in the carotid arteries. So it is called as carotid endarterectomy. And if we go for the thrombolytic therapy, here if we see, if we have an artery that blocks by the blood clot, then the doctor may insert a clot dissolving drug into the arteries at a certain point of the clot to break it up. Means to break that clot, a clot dissolving drug is inserted. And bypass surgery, everyone is very famous of this. Means first we have to create a graft by bypass using a vessel from another part of our body or a tube made up of a synthetic fabric. Means why we have to do this, means this allows the blood to flow around the blocked or narrowed arteries. This is about the surgical procedures what we are using. And what are the lifestyle modifications we have to follow, means mainly these lifestyle changes can first help to prevent or slow the progression of the disease. The first one is stop smoking and exercising, eating healthy foods and manage stress, and high cholesterol, means managing the condition of the high cholesterol, high blood pressure, diabetes or any other chronic diseases. These are about the lifestyle modifications.